Infosys Technologies Case Study Corporate Governance for Students, Future Managers, and Future Leaders. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome, dear students. Today, we are not just studying a company. आज हम सिर्फ एक कंपनी नहीं पढ़ रहे, आज हम एक इंस्टीट्यूट का सफ़र पढ़ रहे हैं। आज हम एक ऐसी कहानी पढ़ने जा रहे हैं जिससे हमें समझ बूझ होगी कि कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस असल में होती क्या है। Let me begin and very honestly, many students feel that corporate governance is a dry subject. कई स्टूडेंट्स सोचते हैं सर ये डेफिनेशंस का सब्जेक्ट है, कमेटीज का सब्जेक्ट है, बोर्ड मीटिंग्स का सब्जेक्ट है, एग्जाम्स के लिए ठीक है, लेकिन रियल लाइफ में इसका क्या काम? राइट। लेकिन रुक जाएं, पॉज लीजिए, सोचिए। इफ अ कंपनी becomes famous but later collapses because of fraud, is that corporate governance or not? If investors lose money because the truth was hidden, is that corporate governance or not? If the board is weak, if management is too powerful, if employees are afraid, if whistleblowers are ignored, if auditors miss the warning signs, media exposes wrongdoings, then tell me, ये सब किस सब्जेक्ट का हिस्सा है? बोलें आप? Yes, this is corporate governance, CG. So today's case is important because it takes this subject out of dry theory and brings it into a living story. और ये स्टोरी इन्फोसिस की है। A company that started in a small room, एक छोटा सा आगाज, a simple beginning, लेकिन एक बड़ी सोच, and then global growth, values, systems, governance, ethics, reputation, crisis, recovery, and institutional learning. So I want you to listen to this case not only as students, as a layman, and especially listen to it as future managers, future auditors, future entrepreneurs, future consultants, future directors, inshallah, future regulators, and above all, future responsible professionals. चलें शुरू करते हैं. Before the story begins, let me answer one question directly. Why this case? Why Infosys? Because this one case touches almost the whole corporate governance course. Answer 3 questions. How companies are built? In history, overview, models and theories and evolution and global initiatives. And part 2, systems and people. How people and systems run them. We will discuss tax and legal framework, equity holders, all stakeholders, corporate board, honesty check, earnings and reporting truth and state role. And third question is where everything is tested in real world. Means governance ethics पढ़ेंगे इसमें, obligation to society, value through policy systems, economy and global systems, real world or nature and global society. This is not just a case, this is the entire CG course in one story. You will understand the language of corporate governance and keep one question in your mind throughout this lecture. Can a company become big, profitable, global and still remain ethical and respected? क्या कामयाबी और रसूल दोनों साथ चल सकते हैं? Infosys tried to answer yes. आज हम देखेंगे कैसे. Now before we move into the company story, let us briefly meet the major characters in this case. Let us begin with the central figure, Narayana Murthy. In this case, he appears not merely as a founder but as a symbol of disciplined leadership, a symbol of institutional thinking, a symbol of value-based entrepreneurship. He is presented as the person who helped start Infosys in 1981 with 6 colleagues and very limited capital. But more importantly, he represents something bigger, the idea that a company can be built not only on intelligence but also on ethical restraint. आप कह सकते हैं कि इस कहानी में मूर्ति सिर्फ फाउंडर नहीं, एक मॉरल एंकर की तरह नजर आते हैं. Now think about the other 6 colleagues. Their names may not dominate every classroom discussion, but their role matters because institutions are rarely built alone. This reminds students that corporate history is not only about heroic individuals, it is also about teams, shared risk, shared vision, shared sacrifice. A company begins when people decide to trust a future that does not yet exist. Character 3. Now comes another key figure, Nandan Nikelani, the CEO and managing director in the case timeline. He represents the second stage of the company: structured growth, strategic expansion, communication, governance, articulation, and global positioning. If Murthy appears as the moral architect, then Nandan Nikelani appears as the strategic voice of the growing institution. He speaks in the case about clients, growth, governance, committees, and values. In teaching terms, he helps us see how governance moves from founding philosophy into organizational structure. Now, let us not forget a very important character group, the employees. Thousands of employees. In many business stories, employees are treated like background figures. लेकिन इस केस में employees background नहीं, backbone हैं. They represent talent, discipline, training, execution, organizational culture, and the everyday reality of governance. Without them, no system works. Now comes another silent but powerful character group, the shareholders and investors. They may not speak loudly inside the case narrative, but they are always present because once a company grows, lists, and enter public market, trust becomes currency. Shareholders represent ownership, investors represent confidence, and confidence depends on governance. The case also gives us other important characters: clients, vendors, community, and society at large. Why are they important? Because this case is not built only on shareholders' logic, it is built on stakeholder language too. So these are not side characters, these are the part of the moral ecosystem of the company. Now comes the most sensitive figure, character 7, the case. Panish Murthy, a top executive, a high profile leader, and then a figure at the center of controversy. His presence changes the tone of the case. Why? Because until his controversy emerges, the case looks like a clean success story, but with this episode, the case becomes more real, more difficult, more valuable. He becomes a figure through whom students learn a very hard truth. A respected company can still face ethical crisis, and governance is tested not in comfort, but in contradiction. Rekha Maksimavich, character 8, Rekha Maksimavich. She raised the voice, exposed the reality, appeared as a key trigger, and activated the accountability. She enters the case through allegations. Her role is critical not for storytelling drama, but for governance understanding. Because through her complaint, the case shifts from values declared to values tested. Our present reminds students that governance is not only about systems on paper, it is about whether people feel protected, heard, and taken seriously when something goes wrong. So now, dear students, the stage is set. We have a founder, a team, a strategic leader, thousands of employees, investors, stakeholders, a major controversy, and a company trying to balance growth with values. अब कहानी शुरू करते हैं. The humble beginning. Infosys was founded in 1981 by Narayana Murthy and 6 of his colleagues. अच्छा आपने guess किया है, मैंने जानबूझ के pause लिया. Listen carefully, not in a giant tower, not with massive capital, not with political influence, not with inherited industrial wealth. It started in Bombay, a single room of Murthy's house with only rupees 10,000 as capital. Just imagine that, one room, a few people, very little money, लेकिन एक विजन, लेकिन एक कमिटमेंट, लेकिन एक institutional dream. Students, this is where the first governance lesson begins. A company may start small, but if it starts with clarity, restraint, and seriousness, it can become much bigger than its financial beginning. This is where the chapter on corporate history, structure, and ownership patterns becomes alive. A company is not just a business activity, it is a legal and organizational form. It can survive beyond individuals. It can attract shareholders. It can appoint professional managers. It can form a board. It can create systems. It can outlive founders. Infosys began as a small effort, yes, but the case presents it as a company that was thinking beyond survival. It was thinking institutionally, and this is a very important line. And this is a very important line. A venture becomes a company becomes an institution, and an institution survives only when systems become stronger than personalities. When systems become stronger than personalities. How many businesses in our region start with energy but never become institutions? Why? कभी सोचा? Because they remain person driven. वो शख्सियत के गुलाम होते हैं, सिस्टम नहीं बनाते, रोल क्लैरिटी नहीं होती, प्रोसेसेस नहीं होते, गवर्नेंस नहीं बनती. Infosys teaches us that small beginnings do not limit greatness. Weak foundations do. चलें अच्छा बताएं, what was the, थोड़ा सा पॉज तो लेते हैं ना. What was the starting capital of Infosys? Very simple question. Yes, rupees 10,000 only. Now think deeper. Now think deeper, please. Can values become a form of capital too? Can values become a form of capital too? Yes, in many institutions they do. Let's move to next part. From one room to global presence. Now let us move forward. From that one room beginning, Infosys later developed 32 sales offices in 16 countries, 32 global software development centers, and one business continuity center. And by December 31st, 2004, it employed over 35,000 people. This is no longer a startup story only, this is a scale story. But more importantly, this is a governance story. Because when a company becomes large, complex, international, and visible, it cannot run on informal relationships alone. जब कंपनी छोटी होती है तो चलो देख लेंगे, ये कल्चर कभी कभी चल जाता है. लेकिन जब thousands of employees हों, मल्टीपल ऑफिसेज हों, ग्लोबल क्लाइंट्स हों, पब्लिक रिपोर्टिंग हो, इन्वेस्टर्स का प्रेशर हो, इंटरनेशनल रेगुलेशन हो, देन चलो देखेंगे, ये नहीं चलेगा. इट डिस्ट्रॉयज इंस्टीट्यूशंस. चलो देख लेंगे, नहीं चलेगा फिर. दैट इज वेयर गवर्नेंस एंटर्स. And this also links to the idea of structure and ownership. As companies grow, ownership broadens, management professionalizes, board becomes more important, disclosures become more serious, and accountability becomes unavoidable. So when you see Infosys becoming global, do not only admire the growth, ask the deeper question. Deeper question. How did the company remain coordinated while becoming large? That is a governance question. How did the company remain coordinated while becoming large? This is a governance question. And remember this line: growth without governance becomes dangerous. A company can become bigger than its own controls. That is where collapse becomes possible. Infosys is valuable because it tries to show the opposite: growth supported by systems. Now we will talk about the vision, mission, and identity. Now comes one of the most beautiful parts of the case. The identity of the company, the vision of Infosys was to be a globally respected corporation that provides best of breed business solutions, leveraging technology delivered by best in class people. Respected. Not only rich, not only famous, not only global, but respected. Why is this important? Because respect is a governance word. Respect comes from conduct, from reporting quality, from fairness, from transparency, from reliability, and from how power is used. Then the mission of Infosys spoke of fairness, honesty, and courtesy towards clients, employees, vendors, and society at large. Now, this is very important. This is not narrow shareholder only language. ये सिर्फ ओनर की बात नहीं कर रहा, ये स्टेक होल्डर्स की बात कर रहा है, क्लाइंट्स की, एम्प्लॉयज की, वेंडर्स की, सोसाइटी की. That means the company was presenting itself as accountable to a wider circle. This connects beautifully with corporate governance and overview. Governance is more than board processes and procedures, theories and models of corporate governance, obligation to investors, obligation to employees, obligation to customers, obligation to society at large. And then comes the famous motto: powered by intellect, driven by values. Powered by intellect, driven by values. This is the heart of the case. Intellect gives capability, values give direction. Intellect without values can become manipulation, and values without competence can become helplessness. Infosys tried to combine both sharp minds and moral discipline. Students, note this carefully. A company may impress people through intelligence, but it earns lasting respect only when intelligence is restrained by values. अब थोड़ी सी ब्रेक लेते हैं इस पॉइंट पे. जल्दी भी खत्म क्या करना है लेक्चर, कोई बात नहीं, थोड़ा सा अगर टाइम भी लग जाता है, नेचुरल फ्लो होना चाहिए ना. Let us pause here for a moment. In one line, type in the chat or think silently, please. Why is the word respected more powerful than only profitable? Take some time. सी लाइफ वैल्यूज की भी बात कर लेते हैं. नाउ लेट अस लुक एट द कंपनीज वैल्यूज फ्रेमवर्क. सी लाइफ. C, customer delight. L से leadership by example. I से integrity and transparency. F से fairness. और E से pursuit of excellence. C life. Culture lives in functional execution. This is important because values are useful only when they become practical. वरना वैल्यू सिर्फ एनुअल रिपोर्ट की डेकोरेशन बन जाती हैं. लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड देम वन बाय वन. कस्टमर डिलाइट. दिस मीन्स कमिटमेंट टू गो बियॉन्ड द मिनिमम एंड सरपास कस्टमर एक्सपेक्टेशंस. गवर्नेंस ऑल्सो अपीयर्स इन हाउ अ कंपनी ट्रीट कस्टमर्स. सिर्फ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लेना इनफ नहीं, ट्रस्ट बिल्ड करना भी जरूरी होता है. नेक्स्ट, लीडरशिप बाय एग्जाम्पल. दिस इज वन ऑफ द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट गवर्नेंस आइडियाज इन द केस. Leaders do not only make decisions, leaders create the moral weather of the organizations. अखलाकी मौसम बनाते हैं. If leaders are disciplined, discipline spreads. If leaders are careful with power, caution spreads. If leaders are ethical, ethics becomes believable. If leaders are careless, the whole organization learns carelessness. Policies are written on paper, culture is written in behavior. Integrity and transparency की बात कर लेते हैं. Number 3. Integrity means truthfulness in action. Transparency means openness in communication and reporting. Together they create trust. Number 4. Fairness. Fairness means not misusing authority, not twisting judgment, not treating power as personal privilege. Last, pursuit of excellence. This is a very important value. Ethics does not mean weakness. Integrity का मतलब mediocrity नहीं होता. Infosys wanted to show that strong values and strong performance can go together. A good company is not one that chooses between ethics and excellence. A strong company tries to practice both together. Ethics and excellence को दोनों को together practice करते हैं. And for our South Asian students, this matters deeply because many of us have seen businesses where systems are weak, decisions are personalized, and transparency is selective. Infosys tries to show another possibility. A company can become system-driven rather than ego-driven. Part 7. People-centric growth. Now we come to another major strength in the case, people. Log. Infosys is presented as people-centric company. Its employee strength rose sharply, but the focus on people and skills also increased. That is important. Some companies grow in size and lose quality. Infosys tried to grow in size and capability together. The case says that in 2003 to 2004, it recruited 10,000 people from over 1 million applicants. 10 लाख लोगों में से 10,000 लोग रिक्रूट किए इन्होंने. That tells you something. Selection mattered. And students should understand this. Good governance starts earlier than many think. It starts at hiring. Who enters the organization shapes its future culture. Hiring करते हुए जो है ना आपको फिल्टर लगाना चाहिए. Then comes training. And I want to say this very clearly. Training is not only human resource work. Training is also governance sport. Why? क्यों? Because untrained people create mistakes. And mistakes create risk. And risk damages trust. और वीक ट्रस्ट वीकन्स द इंस्टीट्यूशन. अदारे को कमजोर कर देता है, खोखला कर देता है. This links with the topic corporate governance and employees. Employees are not a side issue. They are the living carriers of process. Number 2, quality. Number 3, service and compliance. If ordinary employees do not understand systems, governance remains only in boardroom. हकीकत तक नहीं पहुंच सकती. Students याद रखें, a company becomes world class not only because of its founders, but because thousands of ordinary people repeatedly work in disciplined ways under strong systems. अब मुझे आंसर दे. Can a company become globally respected with weak hiring and weak training? बताएं. Can governance survive if employees do not understand systems? बताएं. Yes, very good, शाबाश. अब पार्ट 8 की बात कर लेते हैं. What Infosys actually did. Infosys ने आखिर किया क्या? इसमें दो पार्ट्स हैं। पार्ट 8 का जो फर्स्ट पार्ट है, ए कह लेते हैं, 8A, उसमें मैं डिस्कस करूंगा कि इन्फोसिस बिल्ड्स इट्स स्ट्रेंथ ऑन कोर सर्विसेज। कोर C स्टैंड्स फॉर कंसल्टिंग, O फॉर आउटसोर्सिंग, कोर का R री इंजीनियरिंग, E से इंजीनियरिंग, और सिप सर्विसेज, सिप से S से सिस्टम इंटीग्रेशन, I से इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर यानी IT इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, और B से बिजनेस मेंटेनेंस। ये इनका काम था। इट इज स्पेशलाइजेशन सेफर? ये मुझे आज जरा बताएं बेटा, इज स्पेशलाइजेशन सेफर और डाइवर्सिफिकेशन स्ट्रॉन्गर? अब ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल है कि इज स्पेशलाइजेशन सेफर और डाइवर्सिफिकेशन स्ट्रॉन्गर? Infosys did not grow by doing one thing better. It grew by doing many things wisely. The company was not depending on one narrow service only. Then comes another milestone. Infosys became the first Indian company listed on Nasdaq, NASDAQ, in 1999. This is not just prestige, this is governance exposure. Global listing means more scrutiny. आसान नहीं है. Better disclosure expectations, stronger reporting discipline, and greater investor attention. It also means the company enters a wider world where trust is measured more sharply. So this part of the case helps students understand how business strategy and governance are linked. Governance is not anti-growth. Never. Governance is anti-chaos. Governance is anti-chaos. अफरा तफरी के खिलाफ है. पार्ट बी की बात करते हैं, पार्ट 8 के अंदर ही. टाइप्स ऑफ कंपनीज: प्राइवेट, लो रेगुलेशन; पब्लिक लिमिटेड कंपनी, सेकंड टाइप, हायर अकाउंटेबिलिटी; एंड लिस्टेड कंपनी, हाईएस्ट गवर्नेंस. इन्फोसिस एक लिस्टेड कंपनी थी और उसकी इंप्लीकेशन ये थी कि डिस्क्लोजर, ट्रांसपेरेंसी और इन्वेस्टर प्रेशर था. और व्हेन इन्फोसिस लिस्टेड ऑन नस्डैक, इट हैड टू फॉलो स्ट्रिक्ट ग्लोबल रिपोर्टिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स. आसान नहीं होता, स्ट्रिक्ट ग्लोबल रिपोर्टिंग स्टैंडर्ड को फॉलो करना पड़ा. अच्छा, आप मुझे जरा एक आंसर तो दें क्वेश्चन. व्हाई डू लिस्टेड कंपनीज नीड स्ट्रॉन्गर गवर्नेंस? ट्रू या फॉल्स बताओ. Why do listed companies need stronger governance? और एक लाइन का बता देना why. पहले ये बता दें कि do listed companies need stronger governance, और फिर उसके बाद बता दें why. Private companies require the same disclosure as listed companies. ये बताएं true है या false. Private companies require the same disclosure as listed companies. चलें एक MCQs भी पूछ लेते हैं. Highest governance pressure is on. Highest governance pressure is on. Number 1, private firms. Number 2, option partnerships. Number 3, option listed companies. And number 4, option NGOs. Highest governance pressure is on. ठीक हो गया जी, बताएं कौन सी ऑप्शन? A, private firms; B, partnerships; C, listed companies; और D, NGO.